Welcome to
Welcome.
Coffee and Cleavage. I'm Lynnie.
And I'm Shantal.
And hello, Gary.
Hey ladies, how you doing?
Good
Good.
morning,
How are
Gary.
you?
What kind of coffee you guys drinking today?
For me, cold brew.
Cold brew.
hmm
Black.
Yeah. I feel like I've had already a lot of it this morning, though.
Have you?
Yeah. Eat it.
Well, it's been a bit.
Yeah.
It's funny because like sometimes I feel like we're filming. And I'm like, feels like it's been a bit.
It does. Yeah.
It's definitely been a while
does.
since we've been here back in Los Angeles.
I
I think this is
know.
my favorite studio.
I love it. I love our sign in the back, too.
Yeah,
Looks
it looks so
good.
cute.
Yeah.
Pops.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yes.
So comfy.
Mm.
So today we thought we would read some fan submitted stories and some questions.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we'll just hop right into it.
Yeah. Should I start with the one we actually just got today?
So we have a brand new one that we just got.
Let's go with that one. Hello, Lynnie and Shantal. I want to start meeting women and hopefully start dating. The dating apps have been an awful experience for me in the past. I've faced nothing but rejection. So I don't think they would be a good option. I'm a guy who struggles with low self esteem and with his confidence as well. I work out and I have hobbies, but my social life isn't the greatest because of my work schedule. I work with just men. I've never had a girlfriend, so I feel I can be uncomfortable and shy around women. I was wondering if you have any tips or advice on how to put myself out there more and how I would be more comfortable and confident approaching and flirting with women.
Hmm. Okay. Tough one. Okay. Um,
That is
they,
hard because if you don't haven't had good luck on dating
you're
sites,
kind of
work with all
discouraged.
men. Yeah.
Definitely. But and listen, I don't think dating apps are for everyone,
Yeah.
but I will say that the thing that dating apps help you do, I think, is maybe get over rejection and realize it's not that big of a deal.
Mhm.
And I don't know, do you agree with the statement, fake it until you make it? I mean, I really do. I know you can't to a degree you can't fake confidence, but you can practice.
Mhm.
You can practice being confident. You can practice talking to women. Obviously not at work, and I don't think that's a good place to talk to women anyways.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably better that you don't work with a bunch of women if you feel this way. Um, Never had a girlfriend, and being uncomfortable and shy just sounds like he needs to break out of his comfort zone.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
how to do that? What do you think, Gary?
I mean, I think honestly, this situation happens a lot because, say you work and you don't go out. I mean, how are you going to meet anyone? It's going to be really hard to just meet someone at a store and if you're not that type of person who will just go up to someone and be like, hey, let's like, what's up? It's really hard. So I totally get where he's coming from, you know? Um, I mean, it's like, yeah, dating apps kind of do suck. So, but it's like, you think it's better to be on those and maybe have a chance or not? I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah. I
because you have
mean,
0% chance.
if you don't try.
Yeah. So, I mean, and you could just use it as that's where, I mean, the way I look at it is like Facebook is harder, Instagram, because maybe you're trying to hit someone up and they're not looking for that. But if you're on like Tinder or something, that's what people are on there for. So, I mean,
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's so true.
Yeah, I would suggest keep trying different dating apps and also just trying to just go out and do things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Because you never know, you might run into someone that you might, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And did he say so he works out
Mhm.
and he has hobbies. So I would be curious to know like what are your hobbies? Are these hobbies that you're just doing alone at home by yourself? Are these hobbies that you're like hanging out with other people or around other people or in like community senses? Because obviously the gym is a community. I personally don't think that's like the best place to meet somebody, but a lot of people disagree and they're like, oh yeah, they pick up on people in the gym or whatever. But I'm just saying it's a community, when you're going into a place like that, or like, let's say your hobby is going shooting, then like you would interact with people at a shooting range or wherever it is that you're going. Practice talking to women in those situations where you're somewhere practicing one of your hobbies, and just get comfortable talking to them because the the most harmful thing is being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But don't you think in a way taking the awkwardness out of that would be online? So then you're talking a little bit and it's like you're not just meeting them in person and it being awkward. Because if it's hard to talk to girls, you're like awkward and you might just start like fumbling and sweating. You're like, oh fuck, this is awkward. But if you talked online, got that kind of like, hey, this is like, and you talk a little bit and you meet in person, it might make it where it's not as awkward. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like meeting online and then kind of talking, getting to know each other, then meeting in person.
Yeah.
That's almost what
Mhm.
I feel like everyone does now too. Because
Yeah.
it's very normal to meet people online. I mean, that's essentially how most people meet nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm not suggesting to talk to women like in the places where you have a hobby as a means to eventually date them, or I'm just saying practice how to talk because a lot of people don't know how to communicate, and I feel like the more you practice talking to people, whether that's women or men, like the less awkward you're going to be, the less uncomfortable you're going to be, and then yeah, maybe next time you're on a dating app like you have like a little more confidence, you're not so second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
And flirting with women, I feel like first you don't try flirting. First you just try to communicate. Just try to talk.
Yeah.
Don't go straight for the flirting. And also yes, I do think faking it to a degree. I always think that people should be themselves, and I'm never suggesting people should be inauthentic, but there has to be a certain level of confidence to be able to talk to somebody even on a dating app. If you're second guessing yourself and you're thinking you're not good enough or you're afraid of rejection, like you're already going into the communicating losing.
Yeah.
Like you're already negative points. But when you're like, yes, I can do this, like, and you have a positive attitude, and you have good intentions and you just see where it goes,
Yeah.
But I think he should try dating apps. I know he said no dating apps, but sorry,
Try
buddy.
different ones that the
Well,
ones that didn't
Do
work.
some research, find some
Yeah.
different ones.
well, even going off on what you're saying, I do definitely agree with that. Even, because when you don't talk to people a lot, you start kind of going in your own little shell where you
Mhm.
don't want to talk to people as much. But when you talk to people more, even if it's like you're at the grocery store and like you kind of talk to that person, even if it's a guy or a girl and you talk more and then it gets you talking more, and then you'll get it almost kind of like then you'll talk more to this person and then this person, you're more confidence. I mean, that is true.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think it's like a, what's the term for it? It kind of it doesn't just impact you too, like how you're saying you talk to one person, then you talk to another person. Guess what? Those people just like they're smiling, they're talking, they turn around, they talk to somebody else. It's part of human connection, even
Yeah.
aside from dating and flirting.
Mhm. Yep.
So hopefully that helps.
Yep. Hopefully.
All right. We have another one. Hey girls, I love the podcasts. Make my drive into work more enjoyable. The question I have is when you're out on a first dinner date with a guy and he asks you what you want, do you let him order for you? I would think not, only because there might be an ingredient in the dish that you don't like and he may not know this. What are your thoughts on this?
I never have anyone order for me.
Perhaps a
Yeah.
um
salad? Perhaps.
That's what I was just thinking of white chicks,
yeah,
I
Perhaps
feel like
not.
that would
I'll
happen
get
to
the
you guys
ribs
too.
and
it would.
A
It
salad
would.
for the lady? No.
Yeah. I yes, I've actually been out to dinner before, and I ordered, like, a fat steak and, like, fries and, like a big meal, and I don't remember what he ordered, but it was something much lighter, and they tried to give me the lighter one when they delivered it, and I was
You
like, "Hey, over
emasculated the
here."
shit out of him. He's like,
That's hilarious.
"Can I have the big plate, please?" I don't think on a first dinner date that I would let somebody order for me, unless here's the scenario where I think this would be okay. Say you're at a restaurant that you've never been to and it's like a really experience type restaurant, not somewhere where you just like order off a set menu, like where they're ordering like a whole like, 5-course thing and they make a suggestion and they're like, this is really good. Would you
Mhm.
want to try it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. And then they order it. I
Yeah.
think I would do that.
Yeah,
you
where it's like
know?
a shared
A
thing, and they
share
bring out
thing,
yeah,
more of like a social
yeah.
thing. Like, remember when we were in Las Vegas and we went out to a dinner and one of our friends ordered for the whole table? Like, that was kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah,
obviously was not a date, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
type of setting where everybody's sharing and you're trying new things.
yeah.
But I think on a typical first dinner date, I wouldn't be like, "Yeah, feel free to order for me."
I don't know. I
Exactly.
don't think I'd ever do that. I feel like in a way it's kind of like flex to do that. Like kind of like, yeah, give us a tomahawk. It's $200, whatever. It's like, okay. I mean, I think honestly on a first date, and another thing, okay, like, do you think eating on a first date, like, do you think it's what you get shows you about a guy? I mean, like, so for instance, like you go out and some guy, it's like your first date and he gets a salad. Would you be like, or okay, like
Would I judge him? Is that what you're
he goes,
asking?
say you go to somewhere and it's like, can I get chicken strips? Would you be like, what the fuck?
You're at, like, a really nice restaurant and they order chicken strips.
I've always wondered that because first date, it's so many things can be like, wow, everything has to be like, everyone's nervous and you want to be like, what could I get that looks good? And it's like, how dumb is that? What will make me look good eating this? Like, I'm a guy. Okay, I need to get a burger or like steak. But if I want something else, it's like, I'm going to look like, I don't know. Have you guys ever had that happen?
No, I'm just like, order whatever the hell you want. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, if I go out to sushi with someone, I get teriyaki chicken and rice. I don't order sushi, you know? It's like, get whatever the hell you want, I guess.
Yeah.
But how would you feel? I mean, if you went out with a guy and you went to like a steakhouse or something, and he's like, "Hey, this is really good. We'll try this." Would you be like, no, I want to order for myself." Would that like kind of like piss you off in a way? Or would you like that a guy taking charge? I feel like that's where
Mm,
people are like, should
that's
take
the
charge.
question. Yeah.
I mean, unless it was someone that knew what I liked, that would be different,
But I just think a
you know?
first date scenario seems off to
It
me.
does.
I think it's just way
Yeah.
too. For me
Yeah.
Forward.
personally, I think it's way too kind of controlling of someone in the
Yeah.
first because it's like you don't know them. Even if they're like, "I love steak," it's like you could be like, "Hey, like this fillet is so good." Like, "Hey, not like we'll get two of these."
Yeah, that would be a little bit much. I
Yeah.
mean, I always say go kind of like with the flow and see in each situation, but in that one I would be like, actually I'll have this.
Well, couldn't you do it in a way where you're like, "Hey, yeah," like you're talking about the menu together, and it's like, "Hey, this like tomahawk is so good. We should try
Yeah.
it." And it's like, "Do you want to get that?" And it's like, "Okay, yeah, we'll just get that."
Yeah.
I
See,
guess that would be different.
that's the scenario that I've had more experience with. Been like, "Oh yeah, this is really good. Oh, would you want to get it?" You know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like, "I'll get this and you get this and we share." But again, that's not a first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just gives
So,
off the vibe to me personally that it's like insanely controlling to order for someone.
Well, I remember, I know I think I've shared the story before, many, many episodes ago, but my ex, I'll never forget because he was really cheap and he always wanted to just share meals. I'm like, I want my own fucking meal. You know what I mean? I want to
yeah.
eat. So sometimes he would try to order for us both like that. And I don't know. I didn't like that.
So you'd be like, "We'll share a quesadilla."
We'll
You're
share
like,
a
"No, we
quesadilla.
fucking won't. We'll share a quesadilla and one drink,
One
I,
two
drink.
straws."
I remember it was like going to Outback Steakhouse
Oh,
and he wanted
wow.
to
He's
share a
real cheap.
filet.
That's already cheap. That's already
Yeah.
a cheap place to eat, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. He wanted to share a filet, like, literally 1 plate and then just split
Fillets are not
everything.
very big.
I know, and I'm a filet girl, so I'm like, "I want my own fucking steak."
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like 8 ounces. You're gonna get 4 ounces each. Are you gonna share the fries too and the side?
Right? It's weird, so
Yeah. It's way different if you're at,
yeah.
like, an actual, like,
Yeah.
more expensive where it's, like, a $200 steak and you're
Yeah.
talking about sharing. Like, to me, that's acceptable. Sharing an 8-ounce filet at Outback
At
is,
Outback.
it's a little bit different.
I
He's just trying to be economical then.
Economical. And then he asks you to pay for it probably. "You got the check this time?"
seriously wanna split the check too.
Which I will say, like,
Mm,
I'm fine with splitting the check if you're already dating. If it's a first date, I think that the person who asked for the date or generally the guy should probably pay for the
yeah.
first date just to show that you can afford the date.
I always hear that though, like whoever asks someone out. So
Yeah.
they think that's like kind of for me, it's kind of strange. I mean,
Yeah.
because I've never had a girl personally say like, "Hey, do you want to go out?" Like, "Okay, I'm going to take you out to this steakhouse." And it's like, okay, you're taking me out? I mean, I guess if that's
You're
the
such a
case,
traditional
yeah.
man.
Because it's just like I've never had someone have you ever have you guys ever asked a guy out like that?
What, just ask him
Yeah,
out
like
Out to
to on a
to
dinner?
date.
Yeah.
I mean, someone I was dating for a long
Yeah.
time.
Already
We'll
dating,
plan
not
date
just like an
nights.
initial
Yeah.
first date request.
Yeah.
Well, that what? Someone that you've so you're like, "Hey, let's go to dinner?" Not that. Fuck. "Hey, do you wanna go to dinner night?" Like, no shit, I'm talking about, like, kind of more like a first date
A first
where
Oh,
date.
you're asking like or like a
no.
first where you're just meeting someone, you're like, "Hey, did you there's a steakhouse, do you wanna go out? Like, meet me there at
Mm,
7." You know, like a guy would
that's
normally
kind of
do
fun.
to you.
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, not under those
Mm.
specific circumstances. But hey, you're giving us shit, but you're so traditional, a woman can't take you out.
I mean, I would be stoked if a girl was like, "Hey, I wanna take you out." I'd be like, "Okay, that's cool, but if you're asking me out?" Like, I mean, I just have never had that happen, like, ever. I mean, most of the time, girls, like, give you that vibe where it's like, "Hey, like, I'd like to go out," and it's like the guy takes the initiative to ask the girl, like, "Hey, I'd like to take you out." That's traditionally how I think it is, but, I mean, can happen anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know if I would consider if a girl asked me out like that, like, "You're paying too, so sweet." Then I'd be like, "Hey," like, all I think in that situation, I'd be like, "Hey, like, I'd totally pay," and if she was like, "Oh, no," I'd be like, "Okay, I'll do the tip or something."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Okay, so hi ladies, love the pod. So I've recently just started going back to the gym and I'm feeling great, but I'm a long way where I want to be. I'm always motivated until I start scrolling IG and always see these beautiful women with all these jacked looking guys.
Mm.
I know, comparison is the thief of joy, but it is hard sometimes. Have you guys always been more attracted to fit guys or really ripped guys? If you are, is it because of how they look or more that they are dedicated to something and that they're a go-getter and not a lazy guy? Or does body not matter at all that much? And you could date a guy with a dad bod. I know it's really hard to be ripped and takes a lot of discipline, but just going to the gym takes commitment as well.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
hope
does.
to be one I hope to be a gorgeous ripped heartthrob, but until then, I will keep working at it. Keep up the great work on the pod, ladies. I always love how genuine you guys
Oh,
are.
that was
That was
sweet.
sweet. Thank you.
Um, he wants to be a gorgeous, ripped heartthrob. I
I
love
like that.
that.
Every guy's dream. It's my mission too.
Oh gosh. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling a lot of relating with this. Yeah, it does take a lot of commitment to just go to the gym. Like
Mhm.
as results aside, food aside, all the extra things, just going there and committing to that time, it's a
Yeah,
lot,
it
you
is.
know? And
Yeah.
in terms of the question, I'm gonna hop all over here. Um, does the body not matter that much, or would you date a guy with a dad bod? I love that. I'm also really confused on what a genuine dad bod is because I'll see these guys that are super ripped who you just can't see their abs at the moment and they're like dad bod and I'm like, is that really a dad bod? Or is that just like, you took a
I
month
think a dad
off?
bod is just I mean, it is weird because I've seen these videos of people that are like they don't have because in society, I think we have like if you're fit, you have like a six pack and you
Yeah.
like have huge muscles. It is so hard to get a six pack. But I think people are like a dad bod is kind of like a bigger guy, like that's bigger, but not like ripped, but not fat, but not skinny. So it's like you're kind of like
So you're average. Well,
yeah.
you're not average because average is probably more overweight, right?
Hmm.
So, that's interesting. It's kind
That's
of this
what
gray area with the dad
yeah.
bod.
Well,
Mhm.
like dads like have like I've seen these pictures where it's like I work out my calves every day and I have like small calves, like and then it's like a dad bod has like these fucking huge calves doing nothing. And it's like that's like dads have like just
Uh,
like they're just bigger guys. That's kind
that's
of what I consider like a dad bod
that's
almost.
funny. I've
Like where
never heard
you're
that.
soft, but not tone looking, but you work out, that
Yeah,
kind
you're not
of
Yeah.
skinny, but you're not
yeah.
fat, but
Yeah.
you're
Like you go
not
to
toned.
like you don't
Yeah.
really work out, but you're just kind of have a bigger
You're
body.
you're
Yeah.
just,
Like
like, bigger but not athletic?
mhm. I mean, just think about what dads do. I mean, dads don't go to the gym. I mean, some do, but like
Dads
dads are
don't
at the
go to
gym like every single
all
day.
the dads listening are gonna be like, "What the fuck,
Yeah,
buddy?"
yeah, I know.
Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I think that's a little much of a could be a stereotype,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. I've never really been super attracted to super like jacked, ripped look bodybuilder. I'm not saying it's not nice if somebody has a nice body because that definitely shows that you dedicate time and everything.
yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. I'm more attracted to people, like, from a connection standpoint, and
yeah.
I know, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, right." You know? Fucking right. You know? But it's true. Like, that's how I've connected with people, and the body is just, like, the bonus.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree because, I think a lot of, not all, but a lot of guys that are like the jacked, ripped, whatever, meathead gym guys,
Mhm.
they're kind of douchey. Not all of them, sorry guys, like, that are
Not all
listening.
of them.
Not all, but a lot of
Some.
them have,
Yeah.
like, that, where they're very cocky. I don't know, I don't like that.
Yeah. Very
So,
into
that's never,
themselves
like,
type thing.
yeah, yeah. Like you
Yeah,
said, the body's the bonus. If they take good care of themselves, I'm
yeah.
all for that, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm all for taking care of yourself. I'm not saying like I'm gonna be super attracted to somebody who's like lazy and doesn't put any effort into themselves or doesn't ever work out. It's like, yeah, you work out and you're healthy and you're fit to whatever your body style is, but you don't have to be ripped or jacked or, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to be ready to compete tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I will just say I've never dated a guy that looks like that. So,
Really?
no. Have you? Have
Yeah.
you dated a bodybuilder?
I mean, I wouldn't say I d
Dated.
it I dated him, but, it wasn't long term.
Yeah. Didn't last very long.
Mm-mm.
Was he really into himself?
Mhm. Yeah,
I
that's what
think,
I'm saying.
yeah, I think that's most of the time how it is. I mean, it becomes like where you have to like,
Obsessed.
unless you're doing steroids, you have to be so committed to like, it's like a fucking
Well,
another
hold on, you
job.
still have to be committed. These guys are doing steroids too. They're definitely committed.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
know I know some guys that literally just live in the gym. That's all they do. They count their calories, they count their protein. Yes, they take steroids, but they work out, twice a day,
But if you're doing
6 days a week.
steroids,
It's
it's a
like,
lot
why?
easier to get super fucking ripped
Yeah.
compared to not doing steroids. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where I think it's so much. I've never done steroids, so I mean, I think it's so much more. I mean, unless you're figuring everything out perfectly. I mean, it takes way longer to get. I mean, essentially every guy that's working out, you want to build muscle, you want to get bigger, you want to look like that, and it fucking is hard and it takes a long time.
Mhm.
Most people are just like, well, I want to look ripped now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like,
Tomorrow I want to wake up
yeah.
and look like that.
And I think it becomes almost like an obsession where you just get like obsessed with like how you look and you're like, well, I want that. And it's like, okay, my legs look good. Like I want that to look better. But
Yeah.
I mean, the,
Sounds like this guy's in the same train thought process.
Yeah.
Comparison really is the thief of joy. It really is. Scrolling through Instagram and comparing the girls you see with super jacked guys, that's useless.
well, I think you could just, you would never be satisfied with yourself ever because you could
Yeah.
always look at someone and be like, fuck, I thought I looked good until I saw that. Wow, I thought my life was good until I saw their life. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
you would just go crazy if you did that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would tell this guy to spend less time on Instagram. And if you want to use people as inspo, like that's great,
Mhm.
but don't compare.
Yeah, don't
And,
compare.
just take it for what it is, make your progress, be proud of the progress that you make. And I don't think that all women are attracted to really ripped guys. I just don't.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't kind of completely answer it. So what do you guys like? What's
I,
your preference?
I like somebody that takes care of themselves. We both said that.
Yeah.
Like you work out, but the gym doesn't have to be your life and you don't have to be
Like,
super
someone
So
that's
ripped.
active is
so
I think it's
dad bod,
attractive.
fit, athletic, like fit or like really muscly.
I think fit is I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. If
they
you
don't
had
have
a
to be
preference.
jacked. They don't have to be, like, ripped and
Yeah.
like that. But, yeah, just fit. Someone that's active and healthy, takes care of theirself,
Yeah.
isn't a douchebag.
Isn't a douchebag.
Douchey about
Check.
it, you know what I mean?
Somebody that can stay active with me,
Yeah.
that's what I would like above everything else. Just healthy and
Yeah.
active and somebody that can keep up with me.
Yeah.
That's that was
So would
my
you like
vibe.
a partner that you could go to the gym with then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, be able to go on walks with. I
Hike,
mean,
run a
yeah.
10K, keep up.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to be able to run a 10K. At least fucking cheer me on though.
Are you gonna do a 10K, girl?
Oh, I was thinking about doing one.
Damn. Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Do you think though it shows, especially when you are getting older, like guys that go to the gym, even if you go to the gym like regularly, it just shows you're like you want more and you're active, and it just even if you still have like a dad bod, it's kind of like
Yeah.
you're not just like sitting on the couch doing
Yeah.
nothing.
Yes, I think someone that's just lazy and doesn't do shit is not attractive.
Yeah.
That's not an attractive quality, I mean,
Well, because
Agreed.
I think it shows like drive. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Commitment, drive. I
Mhm.
would say keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys so much for the questions. Always giving us so
Yes,
much
thank
to
you
chat about.
guys. Yes.
And please don't forget to go rate and subscribe our podcast if you like it. Drop us a comment, send us a message.
Yes, please.
Cheers.
Cheers.